Hi there, I'm Alec. I was 13 when my parents sent me away to live with my grandma in a foreign land. I ran away, but they found me again. And I had no choice but to get on that plane and live a new life. I had to make new friends, go to a new school, and start all over again. On my first day, Grandma had forgotten to tell me that she couldn't drive, so I was late for the bus. And I didn't want to be the guy who was late on his first day, so I ran. As I crossed the school gates, I ran into a girl, and both our things scattered everywhere. I landed on top of her. And after staring awkwardly into each other's eyes, the girl pushed me off of her and slapped me. Then she ran off as the school bell rang. I found out her name was Alice. That was the beginning of our will they, won't they relationship. I made it to class in just the nick of time. My new teacher introduced me, and as soon as I was sitting at my desk, this slick back-haired kid offered me his hand to shake. Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm the king in this school. You should be friends with me, so you don't have to hang around the wrong kind of people. He nodded towards the nerds who were seated to one side. I didn't like Tyler one bit. I didn't even bother to shake his hand. No thanks. I can tell the wrong kind of people for myself. Suit yourself. Gaming's for nerds, and nerds are losers. It seemed I made 2 people annoyed in the first 5 minutes of my first day, but at least I made some friends. During lunch, I went and sat with the nerds. At first, they thought I was pranking them. They couldn't believe I wanted to hang out with them. But they quickly realized that although I didn't look like the typical nerd, I was just as obsessed with Dungeons & Wagons, Final Fantasy, and Kingdom Hearts just like they were. But even with my tight-knit group of nerds, it was inevitable that one of us would like me less than the rest. That boy was Ron. Ron had a huge crush on Edna, the smartest girl in our class. But Edna and I became fast friends. She and I bonded over our shared passion, chemistry. We spent a lot of our time giggling to ourselves as we made cheesy chemistry puns to each other. He must have felt like I was stealing Edna from him. The next Monday, as soon as we went for lunch and I got to the cafeteria, Alice stormed towards me and slapped me across the face. It stung so much that I felt tears well up in my eyes. What's this? What the heck is this? Why would you send me something like this? I tried to see what she was talking about, but she was waving it around so much I couldn't really read it. Until one of her friends took it from her, stood on one of the tables, and loudly read out the contents of the letter. Dear Alice, I don't know how else to say this, but when I first met you, it was as if the heavens opened up and dropped one of its angels right in front of me. Your eyes are like pools, and I wish I could swim in them. Your smile is a sunrise over a calm sea. There are many ways I could describe how beautiful you are, but perhaps best summed up by 3 words. I love you. Sincerely, Alec. Holy crap! Alex is in love with Alice. Ooh. The whole cafeteria laughed at the contents of my letter, and they started pushing Alice and I closer to each other. They chanted our names. I tried to apologize, tried to tell her that I didn't write it, but Alice had made up her mind. She slapped me again and took a bowl of soup from the nearby table and doused me with it. I looked around for Edna, hoping she didn't hear any of that. But when I saw her, the expression on her face was like a punch in the gut. She was welling up. As soon as she saw me looking at her, she left me there alone. And I saw Ron and Tyler laughing in a corner, and I understood what had happened. But then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Edna come back. She ran towards Alice and covered her face in an entire plate of mash. Alice took a cupcake and crushed it into Edna's hair, and a massive food fight erupted in the cafeteria. It was chaos. Donuts flying, fries being shoved into people's shirts, noodles being balled up and flung like baseballs. But everything stood still when our principal's booming voice echoed in the halls. Enough! We all stood there like statues, eyes wide with fear at the sight of him. And then a rogue scoop of ice cream landed on our principal's head. People ran. They panicked. It was as if there was a loose bull in the halls. We all knew we were done for. But before I could make a run for it, Principal Meeks grabbed me by my shirt. He dragged Alice, Edna, and me to his office. We all got detention. Principal Meeks made us do errands to make up for the trouble we caused. Well, technically, the trouble Ron and Tyler caused. We scrubbed the floors and loosened disgusting bubblegum from under seats. We cleaned graffiti and mopped the bathrooms and locker rooms. That was probably the most tiring week of my life. I thought for sure we'd end up despising each other afterwards. but the experience actually made us closer. Alice and Edna became friends. I'd never thought Alice could smile, but we were all fooling around, and Edna heard her laugh. A lot. We started hanging out even after our shared detentions, and I realized I had a huge crush on them both. And I think it wasn't one-sided. The not knowing was eating at me one day, so I thought, to hell with it. I was gonna ask them, and when I did, they looked down and avoided answering. Then I saw how red their cheeks were. The rest was history. I started dating both of them, and it became quite the gossip. People knew Edna and Alice had both sworn before that they'd never date a boy, but now they were head over heels for me, as I was with them. I joined the school's esports club, and that sparked even more talk. How did he land the smartest girl in school and the prettiest punk girl in town? I want to know what's so special about him. Let's follow him. Everywhere I went, girls from school followed. They got curious about what I had. Many of them wanted me to go on a date with them. They all wanted to see what made Edna and Alice fall for me. Tyler was jealous of all that, and he was so jealous of how popular a new transfer student like me got in only a few months. So he started trying to copy me. He tried to get in with the nerd squad. He had his dad buy 10 gaming PCs for our esports club. Each one of these cost $5,000. They're all top of the line. My dad didn't skimp on our club at all. Our club? Yeah, can't you tell? I'm joining the esports club. Are you now? It's 50 grand worth of equipment. Surely that guarantees me a spot. I'm sure your captain will agree. Okay, well, thanks for your donation, but your application is denied. What? What are you talking about? I haven't even spoken to your captain. Didn't you hear? These computers are worth $50,000. Where's your captain? You're looking at him. Tyler's mouth opened and closed, and it made him look like a goldfish. It took him a full 20 seconds to process what I just said. Thanks to the fact that I won the regional tournament for our school just a week before, I was named captain of the brand new esports team. And since we had no coach, I had final say on who got to apply and who got to join us. I thanked Tyler again for his generous donation and showed him the door. Tyler fell to the floor and started sobbing pathetically. My dad's I'm in so much trouble now. I used my dad's card. I didn't tell him. If he finds out I did this for nothing. No, please let me join you guys. I'm begging you. He sounded and looked pitiful, but this was the same guy who had been trying his hardest to humiliate me at every turn. Didn't you say that gaming was only for nerds and that nerds are losers? And now you want to be part of our loser club? I didn't mean it. Please. I think the real losers are people like you who judge other people based on their passions and hobbies. I heard Tyler got grounded for an entire month when his dad finally got his credit card bill. Tyler was left friendless soon enough. He tried to bribe Ron just to hang out with him, but even Ron couldn't be bought anymore. As the year went on, Alice and Edna both joined the esports club too. We all traveled the country representing our schools in tournaments, and my two girls were the most important part of my team. They became our best players. They even competed against each other, trying to one-up each other to see who can be the better gamer. Our squad gained a huge fan base, and whenever we would play, there'd be so many girls screaming my name. When we got to the Nationals, we thought we'd never win. But then, Edna and Alice pulled off a really tight game, and they came in clutch at the very end. We won the whole thing. And we were so happy. We jumped for joy as we received our prize money and trophy. I tried to hug the girls, but both of them decided to kiss me at the same time. And from that moment on, we just rolled with it. Edna and Alice ended up sharing me. I'd be Edna's boyfriend on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'd be with Alice on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we three lived very happily ever after.